In our last video, I said that I was going to show Scott some gay movies, and musicals are the gayest of the movies, and I don't think there is a musical out there that is much gayer than Rocky Horror Picture Show, apart from Rent, but that's going on the list. That might be a future video. So I thought I'd show Scott Rocky Horror Picture Show because he's only watched it halfway through, and we'll see what he thinks.
Alright, so I just watched Rocky Horror Picture Show for the first time, all the way through, and there's only three words that can sum up how I felt. What the fuck? I went into this viewing, like, my mum loves this film, my partner loves this film. I've seen bits of it, like the time warp scene, and the scene where Frankenfurter makes Rocky. And it's like, I'm not a big fan of muscles. I didn't make him for you.
I didn't make him for you.
I saw up until there, but no more. So this was, I'm baffled. Like I made some notes. Right. So I thought the opening credits were really good. The very stylized, very good song. And Tim Curry was brilliant in this movie. Honestly, Tim Curry was absolutely fantastic in this role. Just like everything Tim Curry does, it's very out there and outlandish, which it suits him as an actor. What else did I note down? Like, he like in what was it, Home Alone 2, where he plays the hotel. What would you call it? Hotel
Manager.
Chaperone, say manager, yeah. Where he's like he's got that air to him where he's a very where he's like have a lovely day, that sort of character. He's a very weird actor, but he's amazing. I thought that all of his scenes were brilliant. His performances, all the performances in this film were really good. Again, very distinct and unique. Have a bit of a Tim Burton vibe, I felt, at times. Which I guess is a real bit of a compliment. Yeah, all the performances were great. I felt halfway through there were a bit too many songs. Cause I love Les Mis, which is a musical through, like, one from start to end, but it's music all the way through. This I felt like with the scenes cut in, they could have been a bit longer. Get shorten down a few musical parts, maybe get rid of a couple, or tie them together. It felt a bit blocky at times, and I only started feeling that halfway through with this film. And there were a good lot of background things to note throughout this film as well. Like in the opening shot of the church, you see. How am I facing? You see Tim Curry. Tim Curry with the I can't remember the actor's name now. Brian O'Connor, I think it was. Dylan O'Connor something. Oh, no, Conor O'Brien. I think it was Conor O'Brien. I can't remember I can't remember the actor's name, but the one who played the handyman. You see him in the background, and the actress, I don't know, I can't remember her name, played the magenta character. She's in the background as well, of the wedding photo, which I think that's a really nice little touch. You know, gives it this sort of eerie feel to it. It was all sort of planned from the beginning, sort of thing. But the biggest thing that was definitely the ending, because that very much like Theo said, comes out of nowhere. Like they hinted to a couple things throughout the film, but going full on aliens from another galaxy was just completely unforeseen. I feel like this is the sort of outlandish movie twist that comes out of nowhere with no build up or anything. Like you see it in a lot of Hollywood movies where they have the twist in just to have the twist. But this one it comes out of nowhere. But it works. Because the whole movie is just that. It's nonsense tied together with a story. And characters. Yeah, the movie the ending comes out of nowhere and ends on a really weird note. Like it doesn't really tie it together. It's not a neat bow. Which kind of feels apt for this film. Yeah, it's a weird experience. Like I would love to go and see the stage production. I'm not gonna lie. I would love to go and see the stage version of this. But yeah, I think that the songs are great. Meatloaf was amazing for that one scene he's in. I would have liked to see him a bit more in this film, because I love Meatloaf. I would like to see him a bit more. The production, like the production was brilliant. The set design and the music, and the costumes, and the makeup, absolutely brilliant throughout. Very Flash Gordon in drag vibes. You know, it's not super high budget, and it's super campy, but it works. It makes it work, which I love that sort of film. Like I said, the production was absolutely brilliant. There was some really good jokes in the film. Some really good musical numbers. I don't know who did the music. I need to research that. a lot of the songs were really good and really sort of memorable. Like Time Warp, I've heard that and met at hundreds of Halloween parties and on other movies and things like that. It's one of those songs that you hear once and you're like, yeah, it's a great song. Sweet Transvestite, another great one. You hear it all the time. Around Halloween as well. And Tim Curry, Tim Curry, I've got to give credit. Pulls it off amazingly. really, really good in that role. I'm not gonna be able to think of anyone else doing that in the same tier as him. From a story perspective, I've watched The Happening, I've watched The Room. Both of those made sense compared to this film story-wise, which is a big compliment to give them. They're absolute shit. But what I feel it lacks in story makes up very much tenfold in execution. But yeah, I think overall it's a good movie. There's some parts of it that I couldn't that made me sit in my chair and think, I don't know about this. For anyone who's watched the movie, I think you'll know what scenes I'm on about.
This how to go. I've tasted blood and I want more.
It's like, no, this makes me feel, ooh. There's a couple of scenes in there, just in like the beginning of the third half, I think. No, beginning of the third part of the movie. End of the second, where it's like I just felt a bit uneasy. But it did pull me back with the final third. Overall, I'll say it's a good watch. It's a weird watch, but it's a good one. So I think out of 10, I've got to give it a 7. 7 or an 8, I'd say.